Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn some English and improve your English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? No? Well, find another chair. Okay, and are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Terrific. Sorted. Pucker. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's get stuck in. It's time to learn English together. Now, by the long black hairs of Captain Blackbeard's beard, where were we? What did we learn last lesson? Oh, hang on, it's coming back to me now. Don't panic, don't panic! Last lesson, we looked at the Benchfield family and we used the present continuous tense to describe their clothes. We also used adjectives to describe their appearance, and we learnt some new adjectives, some new nouns, and some ways to modify the power of adjectives. Now I remember. Do you remember? Do you? Are you sure? Okay, well let's look at it together to make sure. Okay, so last lesson we looked at the Benchfield family again. We know 6 members of the Benchfield family. Alfredo and his wife Mary, and their 4 children, Tim and John and Elizabeth and Doreen. Tim and John are their sons, and Elizabeth and Doreen are their daughters. Now, let's meet some more members of the Benchfield family tree. This is Alfredo Benchfield's father. His first name is Jeffrey. His surname is Benchfield. His full name is Jeffrey Benchfield. This is Jeffrey's wife. Her first name is Holly. Her surname is Benchfield. Her full name is Holly Benchfield. She's got the same name as Jeffrey because they're married. When she was single, she had a different name. Her maiden name is Sutherland. When she got married to Jeffrey, her name changed from Sutherland to Benchfield. Normally, when a woman gets married, she changes her name. She replaces her maiden name with her husband's name. Holly's maiden name is Sutherland. Her married name is Benchfield. Magic, wicked, fab. So, now we know about Alfredo's parents. Let's look at some of that information again. First name, surname, to marry, married, single, maiden name. Great! So now we know some information about Alfredo's parents. Alfredo's father is called Jeffrey. Alfredo's mother is called Holly. Their surname is Benchfield. When Holly was single, when she wasn't married, her surname was Sutherland. When Holly and Jeffrey got married, Holly changed her name to Holly Benchfield. Now, do you remember what we learned last lesson? That's right. We learned how to use adjectives and the present simple and the present continuous to describe people and what they are wearing. Well, let's have a look at Jeffrey Benchfield and describe him and his clothes. Okay, here's Jeffrey Benchfield. Let's describe him. Okay, well, we can see that Jeffrey hasn't got any hair. Now, what's the adjective for someone with no hair? Do you remember? That's right, bald. Someone who has no hair is bald. Okay, and what else can we see on his face? That's right, he's got hair on his upper lip. He's got a moustache. What colour is his moustache? It's white. His moustache is white. He's got a white moustache. What about his eyes? What colour are Jeffrey Benchfield's eyes? They're blue. Jeffrey's eyes are blue. He's got blue eyes. Now, why did I say that Jeffrey's moustache is white, but Jeffrey's eyes are blue? That's right, a cock-a-doodle-doo. I said it's white because moustache is singular. There's one moustache. His moustache is white. And I said they're blue because there are two eyes. Eyes are plural. His eyes are blue. Now, which tense did I use to describe Jeffrey's eyes and moustache? That's correct, again. I used the present simple tense. I said it's white and they're blue. Now, why did I use the present simple tense? Why? Because this is something that doesn't change. The colour of your eyes doesn't change. The colour stays the same. Now, with a moustache, the colour changes, but it doesn't change quickly, so we still use the present simple. Now, what else did you notice about the description of Jeffrey Benchfield? That's correct. I used have got when I described Jeffrey. I said that he's got blue eyes, and I said that he's got a white moustache. Okay. Now, when do we use have plus got? Can you remember? Great. We use have got to talk about possession, to talk about something that belongs to me, or to you, or to him. Do you remember the form? We use the verb to have. Now, where do we have to be careful? That's right. All the forms are the same apart from the third person singular. The form for the third person singular is has, not have. Do you remember? Now, we normally use the short version, don't we? So, what's the short version? Now, what else is on Jeffrey's face that I can tell you about? Aha! There! Look at that! Jeffrey's got a pair of glasses. Great! And what did we use to give that information? Bingo! We used have plus got again. We know that Jeffrey's got a pair of glasses. They're his glasses. They belong to Jeffrey. They're his glasses. Great balls of cheese and salami! Now, we know how to describe people's clothes too, don't we? Well, come on then. Let's tell everyone about Jeffrey's clothes. Let's describe his clothes. Okay, first of all, Jeffrey's wearing glasses. He's got a pair of glasses. Okay, everyone knows this. We can all see this. What else? Well, Jeffrey's wearing a shirt and tie. Anything else? Yes, Jeffrey's wearing trousers. His trousers are beige. He's also wearing a belt and what else can we say about Jeffrey's clothes? Well, he's wearing socks and shoes. Okay, what else can we say about Jeffrey? Well, he's old. He's not very old, but he's old. He's not middle-aged. Jeffrey is an old man. Anything else? Yes, he's got a walking stick. So, that's Jeffrey, Alfredo's dad, Mary's father-in-law. Alfredo's father is Mary's father-in-law. Alfredo's mother, Holly, is Mary's mother-in-law. Mary, Alfredo's wife, is Jeffrey's daughter-in-law. Mary is also Holly's daughter-in-law. Mary is Jeffrey and Holly's daughter-in-law. Do you remember what we learned about the possessive apostrophe S? If there are two people, then the apostrophe S goes after the second person, not after both people. Mary is Jeffrey's daughter-in-law. Mary is Holly's daughter-in-law. Mary is Jeffrey and Holly's daughter-in-law, not Jeffrey's and Holly's daughter-in-law. Okay, We know what Jeffrey looks like. We know that he's an old man with a walking stick and a white moustache. We know that he wears glasses. And we know that Jeffrey is bald. Jeffrey is as bald as a billiard ball. Okay, so let's forget about Jeff for a moment and concentrate on his wife, Alfredo's mum, Holly. Let's have a look at Holly. Okay, so what can we say about Holly? Well, she's got grey hair. She's got green eyes. She's wearing a pair of glasses. What about her ears? She's wearing earrings. Okay, so what can we say about the clothes she's wearing? Well, she's wearing a pink dress. Her dress has got a green collar. She's wearing a yellow belt. She's wearing brown tights. She's wearing brown shoes. So, Holly, Alfredo's mother and Mary's mother-in-law, is wearing brown shoes, brown tights, and a pink dress with a green collar. She's also wearing glasses and earrings. Great! Fantastic! Our White's lemonade, shaken vac. Okay, so now we know what Mary's father-in-law and mother-in-law look like and what they're wearing. We know that Holly is Mary's mother-in-law and that Mary is Holly's daughter-in-law. We know that Jeffrey is Mary's father-in-law and that Mary is Jeffrey's daughter-in-law. Now, what about the relationship between Alfredo's parents and Alfredo and Mary's children? Well, we know that Alfredo and Mary have got 4 children. They've got 2 sons, Tim and John, and they've got 2 daughters, Elizabeth and Doreen. Now, the children have got parents, and their parents' parents are their grandparents. Jeffrey and Holly are the children's grandparents, and the children are Jeffrey and Holly's grandchildren. Tim is Jeffrey and Holly's grandson. John is also Jeffrey and Holly's grandson. Tim and John are Jeffrey and Holly's grandsons. Elizabeth is Jeffrey and Holly's granddaughter. Doreen is Jeffrey and Holly's granddaughter. Elizabeth and Doreen are Jeffrey and Holly's granddaughters. Jeffrey is Alfredo's father or dad. Jeffrey is Mary's father-in-law. Jeffrey is Tim and John and Elizabeth and Doreen's grandfather. Holly is Alfredo's mother or mum. Holly is Mary's mother-in-law. Holly is Tim and John and Elizabeth and Doreen's grandmother. Jeffrey and Holly are Tim and John and Elizabeth and Doreen's grandparents. Great, good, fantastic, secret squirrel and undercover elephant. Well, that's all the time we have for today's lesson. Today, we looked again at describing people's appearance. We learned some more about the Benchfield's family tree, and we met Jeffrey and Holly Benchfield, Alfredo's parents, and Mary's father and mother-in-law. We know that Jeffrey and Holly have got 4 grandchildren, and we know that they are Tim and John and Elizabeth and Doreen's grandparents. Fab! Well, that's the end of today's lesson. I had fun. I hope you had fun too. You've been watching Let's Speak English, M5's English learning program. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not SpongeBob's friend Patrick, and I'm not Gary the Snail. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'll see you next lesson for some more English. See you later. Bye.